ได้เองครับอาจารย์ Let us pay respect to the Triple Gem อะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธภควาพุทธังภควันตังอาภิวาเทมิภวาคาโตภควตาธัมโมธัมมังนามาสามิสุปฏิปันโนภควโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนะมามิธัมมังพุทธัสสะภะคะวะโตอุปภาคณมการังกโรมาเซนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะบ่าวบ่าวบ่าว Let us all pay respect to the teaching monk together. Bow, bow, bow. All begin our meditation. Meditation is utmost important and necessary for every life. Because our life, to be able to maintain this body and be happy, it relies on the good energy only, which the good energy can only happen when we are with the wholesome nature. Therefore, it is necessary for us to study the methodology, study and understand in order to live with the good nature and practice. The other natures all will not give any value and benefit, even worse, it creates suffering, consequence, and disaster if that nature is the bad nature. In order for us to be with the good nature, the Buddha have taught that monks may use to know clearly in body, feeling, thoughts, and emotion for the purpose to eradicate the desires and aversion of the world. In the era more than 2,000 years ago, the Buddha have taught the noble monks that to practice samma, correct mindfulness, in order to be with the good nature. Beginning with intending. We cannot let our life live unfold up to fate. We cannot let it happen. It is necessary for us to intend. Intent here means to specify target, to focus into the body, at the feeling, thought, and emotion. These are the four bases. To intend, target, specify, at any location, the mind will be placed at that specified location. And when we go entered in to perceive, we cannot perceive elsewhere but perceive at the mind. The sphere of awareness, which is the state of awareness, arises. It's a property. This property, either it can be wholesome, unwholesome, or not good, not bad. It only arises in the mind and nowhere else. We go in to perceive, to know. Wherever you intend, the mind will be placed at that specified location. Go in there to perceive. The state of awareness arises in our mind at that specified location. State of awareness, when arises at that location, it will then bring in the good energy to flow into, inside, to cleanse the elements at that location to be clean and pure. Cleansing impurities which are ignorance, which relies on the elements that hide and shroud, block, hidden the inner dimension. When the good energy come and cleanses out the impurities, decreasing them until it is cleared out completely. When the elements that hide and shroud are cleared out, then we will be able to enter the inner dimension at that location. When we enter the inner dimension, the inner space, in the beginning it will be dark. Awareness will evolve into thorough awareness, bringing in awareness will evolve into thorough awareness that will perceive thoroughly of the sensation in that space. Thorough awareness, the state of thorough awareness will bring in the good energy from the center of the bright state of thorough awareness continuously. Awareness is sati. Thorough awareness is sampachanya, is to know clearly, know thoroughly. The stream of good energy comes in to cleanse the impurities and power and run the good system. Flow in from the center of the bright crystal sphere of thorough awareness, powering the good system, cleansing, elevating, upgrading the elements, it to be clean, to be pure, cleansing the impurities that are the tools to create suffering, sorrow that exists in each space, each dimension. In the beginning, we are not able to enter the inner spaces. So then it will then have to first cleanse the elements that hide and shroud the ignorance at that location first. Once it is eradicated, we can able to enter the inner space, the inner dimension. The inside the inner dimension exists impurities of that space. You have to then cleanse the impurities of that space. The impurities in that space have three roles, three jobs. First is to degrade your elements with greed, hatred, delusion, and lust, and all the hindrances. Decrease from one dimension, decrease from this space to a much more crude and crass spaces more and more, to a lower quality spaces. But if we don't get tricked, don't accept, don't give in to the greed, hatred, delusion, and lust, then the impurities will utilize the five hindrances for you to have a confusing, chaotic feeling, living there with suffering, difficulties, hardship. But when we see the suffering, the consequence and disaster of the impurities that exist in that space, then we wish for liberation. But even though we wish that the impurities will not allow it, it will hold us back, pull us down. So therefore, we need to cleanse the impurities in that space until it is completely eradicated. Only then can we liberate. But if we don't do that, then it will still pull us back, pull us down, hold us back in that crude space. We need to intend to know because we cannot cleanse it by ourselves, because we don't know how does impurities look like, we don't know where they are. The role and responsibility of the human body is just to simply intend to be in awareness. The sphere of awareness is the state of awareness. It is a wholesome property. It is a positive mental factor that will bring in the good energy called punya to flow in from the center of the brightness of the sphere of awareness, which is the state of awareness continuously. This pure energy will then power and run the good system to cleanse, upgrade, purify the elements inside our mind, inside our body to be clean, to be pure by itself. It is by itself, okay? We did not do anything with it. The system does it by itself. When the impurities have been cleansed out completely, we will then liberate from the crude spaces, enter into a refined spaces, the spaces that is refined than before. In these refined spaces, impurities do exist, but the impurities is very soft, very light. And because every spaces have impurities, as long as we are not enlightened yet, to live our life without being enlightened, always will be with impurities. But a lot, a little, are just the difference. If your mind is very refined, then the impurities at the space that you're living in will be less continuously. The refined dimensions here, it is better, a lot better than the crude ones. When we conduct wholesome deeds, wholesome activities, and live together with the good system, the good energy that streams in, the good system will bring in the good energy from the center of the wholesome property, now called sati awareness. This good energy that streams in from it, at the refined dimension, the good energy that comes in will be much more pure than the previous ones. The good energy is much more pure. Now, actually, the good energy that comes in is different. Now, depending on which dimension we're in, the more refined our mind is, the more powerful good energy it can bring in. The more pure the good energy is, the more powerful it is. The more powerful it is, the more sacred, the more holy, the more powerful it is to be able to cleanse the impurities. Not only that, but the refined treasures and fortunes that come together inside the sphere of good energy is much more valuable, as well as the good karmic reward is much more grand as well. Therefore, in order for us to live with the good nature, all have so many great and wonderful things happening. The good nature will then allow us to liberate from the dimensions that are much more refined toward the properties that are better. These resources that are much more that are better, that are much more valuable, awaiting us in those refined, better dimensions. So anyone who therefore it is necessary for us to study, to live together with the good nature. If not, then we will be in trouble. We don't know, we understand about this, then we will be in so much trouble. But if we understand, then we have an easy life, our life each day. Now there will be no issue, no trouble. The suffering will continue to decrease over time. will be more smart, more clever over time, know and understand more over time. This knowledge, this understanding, why is it good? Because it is good because it decreases all the problem. Don't even have to talk about fear. We won't have any fear. We have fear because we don't know. But if we know everything, we don't have any fear at all. Even death is there in front of us. We won't be fearful of it because we know that after we die, where would we going? Where would we going? How our livelihood will be? How will we eat? How will we sleep? How our life will be? We will know all of this. We know of this. Therefore, fear can only be used against those who doesn't know. If we don't know the truth of life, then our life will live only with fear, suffer because of fear. This is something that's most important. Everyone suffer because of fear. In terms of for us to practice to intend to know, the Buddha have taught us to intend to know at the body, the feeling, at the thought, at the mind, at the emotion, at these four different locations. In these four locations only that we need to be in awareness of, allow us to know the truth of life. Apart from intending to be in awareness, the state of awareness will bring in the good energy to cleanse out the impurities that are the one that create all the problem of the goal to decrease their amount. Not only that they do that, it will also allow us to know, to understand the truth of life. What is the truth of life? The nature that is controlling all beings. They control us, make us have to face with fear, with suffering, difficulties, hardship, all problems and obstacles with fear. The nature, what are they? We will how will we know of them? The Buddha have taught for us to know of them, of these natures that are controlling ourselves and others. It is necessary for us to intend to know at the body, feeling, thought, and emotion. If we intend to know clear at these four places, we will see that the controlling and masterminding of the three natures, they control us, our body, our mind. How do they do that? It begins with starting to control of the body and starting with controlling the mind and use the mind to control the body with the inner voice, which are their thoughts through con- through 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 their thought and their emotion. We have our own thought, we have our own emotion. The thought emotion of the human, we have one sphere, one sphere of thought, but many spheres of uh, emotion. But for the for the three nature, when the three natures they brought among one another and take and seize control of our mind, then they will bring their own thought and emotion to sup- and bring it into our mind and point the and guide, point and guide the thought and emotion of the human body with the inner voices. And the inner emotion, which are the inner voices come because of the inner thought. The inner emotion come from the inner is the fruit of the inner mental factors, which are a meaning. Now, all the thought, all the emotions that are voices, that are images. These emotion, this thought, this thinking are images and sounds inside. These images and voices are thought. Emotion are mental factor. When the true nature possess our mind, the sounds of that nature appear in our mind. Our mind is our tool to perceive. Whatever the mind perceive, we will perceive the same. You are not the mind is not you. The mind is just your tool to perceive. That's it. It's just a tool to perceive. The feeling, for example, if we know the feeling, we call that knowing Vedana. We- Perceiving the feeling. If we perceive the consciousness, then we will perceive of. Then it is the perception through your eyes, nose, ear, mouth, body. And then to perceive the property and emotion through the mind. This is knowing the consciousness. For the memory, it is like a hard disk. It's a storage room for your memory, keeping everything that is your memory inside. For the for the part of uh, the mind, part of the thought, it is about the thinking and the thinking of different level that the nature bring in to superimpose them in our mind. These thought and emotion of if it's a thought of the wholesomeness of the good nature, it is a thought above the human body. If it's a thought emotion below the human body, it is of the bad nature. Like hell being, the thought of hell being, thought of monsters, animal, hungry ghosts, for example. So therefore, when these thoughts that came together with emotion, emotion is greed, hatred, delusion, lust. For example, when they possess our mind, they point and guide us with the power of the unwholesomeness, point and guide us with the power of greed, hatred, delusion, lust, and others, making up, trying to degrade our mind. Now, once these thought emotion arises in our mind, it will then bring in that type of energy. if the thought emotion that came into our mind, if the bad nature, then they will bring, then this thought will be a negative thought. Now, thought of hell being, hungry ghosts, monsters, animal. These are the realms. These are the realms where this thought came from. But for the wholesome thoughts, the good nature will then take the thought that is wholesome. For example, the refined human that are that is that is much more clear than the physical human body, the rough angelic body, the refined angelic body, the rough Brahma body, the refined Brahma body, the rough Arupa Brahma body, the refined Arupa Brahma body. Now these thoughts are like our supervisor, caretaker that can able to upgrade the human body. To do so, if the good nature comes in, the thought emotion of the good nature is much more beautiful than the human have logic understanding to improve the human body. Therefore, it is necessary for us to come to intrinsic being awareness at the body, feeling, thought, emotion. At the body here, the behavior that arises when when the thought and emotion of the bad nature comes in, they come in like a package, come in together. Uh, Actually, body, feeling, thought, emotion come together as a package. When these body, feeling, thought, emotion come superimposed in our thought, body, emotion, then the behavior of the body will be expressive in our body. Look at it. When anger arises in your mind, the behavior of the human body then changes. When lust arises in our mind, the behavior of the human body changes. Greed, hatred, delusion, all the five hindrances. All of these things all change the pattern and the behavior of the physical body. But if the good nature enter into our mind, possesses our mind, our then the behavior of the physical human body will be wholesome, will be beautiful, courteous, humble, have respect, have etiquette, behave properly, that demand respect, demand grateful, there's grace, because the mind that is wholesome, it is the level beyond the human body, the refined human body that is that have refinement, that is soft and tender. If it's of the angelic, the rough angelic body, it is much more beautiful. If it's refined angelic body, it's much more beautiful than the one before. The Rupa Brahma, the Arupa Brahma, is much more better than that. Very pure. The behavior expressed in our body, uh, different behavior expressed clearly because the quality of the mind that is a lot better than the physical body. Then if it's better than human body, then it can act like a supervisor that is there to help upgrade the thought and the emotion of the human body to be better. But if it's the bad nature, then it is the thought emotion that are much more crude than the human body. It is like a hungry ghost, wandering ghost. not human, uh, hungry ghosts that have that their behavior are only have greed, greed, lots of greed. The behavior of the hungry ghost inside our mind will then change the behavior of the physical body. Uh, for you to become the hungry ghost, it behavior appear first at the human body because the thought of this type have possesses your mind, and then it brings in the bad energy while you're human, and you do it until it is a normal behavior for you. Once you pass away from this life, then you have to be reborn as that hungry ghost because when you're a human, you are with this type of thought, a thought of this greed, a thought of hungry ghost. But for those who is worse than this, nah, become a hell being who suffer in hell. uh, they do all the unwholesomeness, not fearful of the unwholesomeness, not fearful of hell. uh, do all the violent things, kill people, kill animals so easy, stealing things and people, do sexual misconduct, raping, all this stuff. They don't care. They don't care about the trouble, bringing trouble issue to other people, other family. Doesn't care if this is someone else's wife, someone else's daughter, someone else's child. They don't care. And be with drug, all the intoxication. Their speech are just lying and cussing. They don't care they don't care any beauty, any wholesomeness, because their mind, the mind of the unwholesomeness, the bad nature inside, they bring this type of thought and emotion inside and bring it to possess in their mind and degrade their life continuously. The more that their life is degraded in quality, the darker it is. Now, from a regular hell being, meaning being who suffer in hell, it then goes down further to suffer in the supreme hell. Not only that, degrade further to utmost supreme hell. There are different level of crudeness, of darkness, of unwholesomeness. One level after the other can go even lower than that. These are different spaces, different dimension. Regular hell, supreme hell, utmost bottom pit of hell. Therefore, when life are like this, then it is necessary for us to live with the thought that can upgrade us. The subconscious and the inner conscious that is our supervisor, our caretaker. We need to live with that. Humanity call it the subconsciousness, which is the thought that, which is a thought that the thought of your inner instinct. The bad nature will degrade your life with those thought emotion, whereas the good nature will upgrade your life with their wholesome thought emotion. For example, therefore, for us to know of this, we need to intend to know at the body, feeling, thought, and emotion. When we intend to know of the body, you will know of the behavior, of their behavior nature. If you intend to know of the feeling, then you perceive the feeling of the three nature. That who right now am I with? What nature am I with? If you intend to know of the thought, you will hear the voices, hear the sound, the thinking of the three nature. The thinking, the recollection, the idea of the three nature appear if you intend to know the thought. Uh, If you recall, then you see images. If you think, if then you hear voices inside your mind. For emotions, which are for the emotion or the property, the different emotion that appear in our mind. We are able to perceive all of this if we intend to know at the body, feeling, thought, and emotion. For us to practice intending to know, we are able to intend to know at the seventh space of the mind. That's the center of our body, the seventh space of the mind, and able to perceive it as able to perceive nature as well. Our great teachers and masters have taught us that to intend to know at the seventh space of the mind, which is the important location because it is the location that it is a door that heads straight toward the path of enlightenment. Humanity doesn't know that the door that is the path to enlightenment, they don't know where it is. It is like, for them, it is like the thing that is a aspiration. They don't know where it is, the path to enlightenment. But the one who knows, those who know, they say it's right here. It is at the seventh space of the mind. The great teachers and masters taught us to be able to enter into the inner world. They taught that they taught us to open up our eyes a little bit. Don't close our eyelids completely because it will be completely dark inside. If when it's completely dark inside, we will then be lost in the inner dimension that the bad nature bring the hindrances to bring the hindrance to trap you inside. So when you close your eyes completely, you'll feel hazy, confusing, and eventually you'll move backward, degrade. That's why they taught us to open our eyes a little bit. Uh, how little bit? Just by simply having our eyelids touching together, enough for the light to enter in. That's where we'll be in the middle between the inner world and the outside world. When we are at this occasion, we will not slip into the inner dimension that the bad nature waiting, trapping, not enter into the inner dimension of the bad nature. This is one thing. We are at the opening between the outside and inside world. The second thing is we need to rely on the brightness outside to help, not help a lot, help a little bit, because the inner world required brightness inside. The outside world required brightness outside to be able to see. But when our inner world is still dark, we then open up our eye a little bit to be able to see, to use the light outside to help us see inside a little bit. We are able to then intend to see the two strings tucked together from the belly button all the way back left to the right, making a cross at the navel level. Then we're able to see the two strings bright up in the center. At the navel level, above the two finger width, we're able to see, think about, imagine a crystal clear appear at that location 2 finger width above that cross. Now we have to see it, able to imagine it, relying on the light outside that comes in. We'll see that in order for us to uh, open up our eyes and imagine and close our eyes to imagine. When we imagine with our eyes open, we can imagine it better than closing our eyes and imagine. Because when we close our eyes, it is dark, difficult to imagine. When we open our eyes a little bit, not enough for the light to come in. When it's like that, then we're able to see the two strings making a cross together. Above it, 2 finger width, there's a bright crystal ball. Now you can imagine this. When we are in the opening of the dimension between outside and inside, we then use a mantra Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang. Let us use a mantra that came from the innermost refined consciousness so that we can connect with the hour behind the scenes deep down within. Intent, do it with the mind that's refined. Our mind is the element of success. Whatever you intend the mind to, the mind will make it a reality, will make it happen. Now, our inner property will then be refined. Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang. Samarang here is a name of a form, uh, meaning as a name that call the property. The inner world and the outside world are the same. Yeah, the meaning there's name and form. Both are packaged together. Wherever there's a name, there's a form. Wherever there's a form, there's a name. Because because form is like a container, it's a packaging, which keep the property inside of it. There are two parts. These two things must be together. There's nothing that exists by itself. Nothing that is not name and form is together. Everything is comprised of name and form always. Name that is form that is the wholesomeness have a form that is spherical and bright. The form that is unwholesome that is spherical, black and dark. Inside of it, inside the sphere, are properties. The wholesome, the wholesomeness are all spheres, clear and bright. 84,000 of them are not different outside. What's different between all these 84,000 different bright spheres are the property that's contained inside the individual spheres. We will call the property inside that are different between each spheres. We will call it the name by the property inside each sphere. For example, this sphere we call it relaxation, which is different from the bright sphere that contain vast openness. Uh, Compassion is different from loving kindness. Equanimity or empathetic joy is different, not the same. Even though outside the all is the same, which are the crystal clear bright sphere, but the property inside these spheres are different. The name, that's why names are different. It's like buffalo and cow. buffalo and cow นะ they they look like the same นะ the male have black นะ the male have horn the female doesn't have horn but each individual have their own name the owner will know นะ even though they look very similar outside but each one have their own individual name and the owner know which one is which even though they look similar to one another but the property within the feeling inside are different สัมมาอรหัง are the name that we call in accordance with the property that we call the property สัมมาอรหัง is the monk who have practiced well, practiced diligently, practiced for the purpose to be free far away from defilements, all defilements and impurities. When we call upon their name, they will appear at our mind. Cannot appear elsewhere. Now, property only arises in the mind and nowhere else. สัมมาอรหัง 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 We call upon their name. That the meaning we call the monk who practice will practice diligently, practice for the purpose to be free, far away from impurities. When we call upon their name, this type of individual arises. The person with this property will arise, will appear. Name and form are something that comes together. The form of the name that we uttered appear because the mind is the element of success. Whatever intent the mind to do, the mind will make it reality. Here at this fact here that the mind is the element of success, we must come and contemplate this word that the mind is the element of success. Whatever intent the mind to be, it will be like that. If we intend the mind in wholesome thing will happen. If we intend the mind in unwholesomeness will appear, will happen. Once arises, it have an impact on us. For example, when we call their name Samma Arhang, the monk who practice will practice diligently, practice for the purpose to be free, far away from all impurities, defilement, appear by themselves. When they appear, they don't appear without doing anything. They appear together with bringing their elements, feeling, perception, mental formation, consciousness, fire, water, earth, wind, air, space, heart and soul to cleanse them, to be clean, to be pure, to be bright, cleansing all the impurities, sorrow, and sadness. All of it completely out. Not only that, they also expand themselves to fuse and merge to be together with the human body to protect, take care, look after the human body, fusing ourselves and themselves to be one person, one entity. The thing that the one wish that they want, they wish for us and for them to be one entity, so that they are able to help, aid, and support us at the maximum of the ability for the maximum outcome, maximum fruit. What we intend goodness, then goodness arises for us. When we intend on wholesomeness, however wholesome it is, it depends on the knowledge that we have, that we study from great teachers and masters that they have taught us. in this world, in this universe, you should whatever what should you intend นะ that will create utmost value and benefit for us สัมมาอรหังสัมมาอรหัง to recollect or to intend to the monk who practice will practice diligently practice for the purpose to be free far away from impurities this thing this thing is the utmost great if you intend to this there always value and benefit immeasurable value and benefit because they are the person that comprise of utmost of wisdom, utmost of purity, and utmost of compassion. That's why they are able to know that the thing that will the thing that we should be far away from the most are impurities because these are things that create suffering, consequence, and disaster in our life. The wish for the inner Buddha is for us, for them to be one. One is like this, then let us fuse and merge ourselves and themselves to be one because we also want to be one with them anyway. And they wish for us and them to be one entity anyway. Therefore, let us fuse ourselves and themselves together, but to be one with them, we need to know how to do it. Actors, actresses, whatever role that they want to play, they need to don the feeling to become that character, that role. Why? Why do they need to don that person to be able to play that person, that character? Because when they recollect, think of that character, that person, that type of people that they have to play, the thought emotion of that type of people will appear in their mind. Once they appear in their mind, the feeling, the thought, emotion, and behavior of these characters, they all come together as a package, which are body, feeling, thought, emotion. All these four things come together. Once they come together, these uh, behavior appear in the mind. And then the behavior of the physical body, uh, the, the behavior of the body, the thought, emotion appear in the mind. The voices of the thought and the images that they think of, as well as the emotion, all of it come together up here at the mind. The mind is our tool to perceive. Whatever the mind perceives, they perceive the same. That's why they're able to don all roles. That they were able to play those characters perfectly. We just use the same principle. On the feeling that I am the Buddha. The Buddha is me. I am the monk who practice will practice diligently, practice for the purpose to be free, far away from all impurity, sorrow, suffering. When we intend to the monk to a practice will practice diligently, practice to be free, far away from all impurity, sorrow, sadness. Just by simply understanding this meaning, it can elevate our mind to a lofty place, to a beautiful, wholesome level. When we feel ourselves and themselves to be one entity, our body changes to the Dhammakaya body. The Buddha, crystal clear and bright, shiny. From the top of our head, our face, neck, shoulders, our body is the crystal Dhammakaya body. That is bright, clear, cooling, clean, pure. The feeling of the human body ceases, only remain the feeling of the Dhammakaya body appear as the crystal Buddha. That is bright, shiny, clear, refined, soft, tender, clear, bright, clean, pure. I am the Buddha. The Buddha is me. Our entire body is the Dhammakaya body that is bright, clear, cooling, pure. Feels ourselves and themselves to be one entity. And then we feel and merge our body and their body to be one entity as well. To feel and merge our body and their body to be one entity, we must know the inner Dhammakaya, the inner Buddha, they are in our center. What are they doing? They stay with us. They are uh, purifying, liberating by bringing their mind to a stop, to a still. Stop, still, light, comfortable. To cleanse our mind, our body, to be clear, bright, and beautiful. Uh, make sure that our mind is soft, for our mind to stop, to be still. Whatever they are doing, we'll do the same as them so that it matches. They bring the mind to a stop, to a still for the purpose for our mind to stop and still, just like them. Stop within stop, still within stillness. Stop within stop, still within stillness in a relaxing, light and comfortable way, clear, cooling, clean and pure. Stop within stop, still within stillness, soft in a relaxing, light and comfortable way in the center of the Buddha, center of our body, center of our mind. Stop within stop, still within stillness to the center of the center, center of the center, center of awareness, center of stop, center of stillness, center of the Buddha, center of our body, center of our mind. We then bring our mind head straight to the path of enlightenment. Stop within stop, still within stillness, to the center of the center, center of the center, center of awareness, center of stop, center of stillness continuously. Center of the center, center of the center. Don't go left, don't go right, don't go front, don't go back, don't go above, don't go below. Go to the center. Center of sphere, center of the Buddha. Once we enter the center of the sphere, it will expand. Then enter the body expands. And then we stop and still in the center of the sphere of the body continuously. Stop within, stop. Still within stillness. Soft in a relaxing, light, comfortable way. Cooling, clear, clean, pure. Stop within, stop. Still within stillness. Light in a relaxing, light, comfortable way. To the center of the center, center of the center, center of the Buddha, center of the triple gem, center of the Nibbana, immeasurable number of them. Nibbana are the monk, are all the Buddhas, all the silent Buddhas, and all the enlightened beings. All are the monk who practice will practice diligently, practice for the purpose to be free, far and away from impurities, already liberated from the cycle of existence, residing inside Ayatana Nibbana. Even though they have left, they did not leave completely. They still helping, supporting humanity every life by not not being bias, ethnic, nationality, belief. Even if people who have no religion, they don't separate. They protect all equally. They know that they have a bad nature, block, hide this fact. Uh, the one who wish to know this correct and rightness, but because the bad nature hide it, shroud it. That's why humanity, all beings are like this. Therefore, any being who are in the wholesomeness that are universal, the triple gem will appear bright in their the center of their mind, and the flow of good energy from Nibbana will, will appear clear and bright in the center of their mind all the time that they live in the wholesomeness that are universal. Just like us at this very moment. The Nibbana, they then take the good energy that's flowing in right now. At this, at right now, when the good energy is still flowing in from our mind, our body to cleanse, to com, to compound, multiply, immeasure, and fix and improve, to be free from impurities for all being to be free, to be pure. Cleansing the impurities, the thing that create suffering, sorrow, and sadness to be gone. Our life, everyone are the same. In the morning, all of us have to go out to create a livelihood. Once evening, we come back home. We have to shower, cleanse our body to be clean, and practice Dhamma, meditate, practicing right mindfulness by intending to know for the self-awareness to arise, bring in the good energy to cleanse and fix to be free from one dimension to another dimension continuously. Our mind will then be refined, more refined, more refined, upgrading, elevating continuously until able to live with the center of the Nibbana. Even though we don't see, but a mind is the element of success. We just intend, make refinement, gradually make refinement continuously. We are now inside the center of Nibbana. They then cleanse and help us, elevate us. Therefore, now that we're in the center of Nibbana, center of all the being inside Nibbana, we'll then practice loving kindness to bring value and benefit towards humanity in every life. After we have bring value and benefit to ourselves, we'll then bring value and benefit uh, to be happen upon all beings. Loving kindness is a tool of the good nature that use uh, for those with lots of good energy to help and support those with little good energy by having a wholesome intention. Those with lots of good energy, the thing that pressure them a little, uh, complete with just happiness and peace of mind. When they have this, they can then wholesome intention for themselves and others. Our loving kindness is a tool that the tools there are different quality, even though it's loving kindness the same, but the quality is not the same. Therefore, Luang Pu have advised us to bring the mind of a mother that filled with love and well wishes to their young children. Bring this bring this mind that filled with love and kindness, because the mind of loving kindness of a mother to her child have a quality that is able to uh, give up their own life, able to trade their own life for their child. Uh, and they just wish their child to be happy, willing to trade their life away for the child's happiness. When have this wholesome intention with this wholesome mind, may humanity in all life be free from suffering, be happy thoroughly. Our love and kindness then appear clear and bright in the center of our mind. Killing all hatred, all impurities out of our mind, which the flow of good energy flows in from the center of the brightness of our loving kindness continuously. When we expand our mind that fill with love and kindness, expand them far and wide, powering the resident, the place that we're living in. Love and kindness then shines bright, Cleanse all the particle, miracle of the environment, everyone, everything, every being. Clear them all out. May all the impurities all be cleared out to be clean, to be pure. And expand our mind that filled with love and kindness, expand it far and wide to cover the whole village. Love and kindness visualize the mind as the place of birth. Wherever the mind expands to, love and kindness expands toward those locations, cleansing all the particle of people, including people, everyone, every being to be clear and pure, right, cooling, refreshing. And then we expand our mind that filled with love and kindness, expand them far and wide toward, covering the entirety of the sub-district, the district, province, country, and expand to neighboring countries, other nations, until have covered the entire world. May this world be crystal world that is bright, clear, cooling, refreshing. May humanity in all life be free from suffering, be happy throughout. In all the earth spirit, wind spirit, cloud spirit, all the angels, all of heaven, all the Brahma, Arupa Brahma, as well as all the hell being, hungry ghosts, monsters, and animal. Everyone, humanity, every being, may all be free from suffering, be happy throughout. Those who are suffering a lot, may they suffer a lot less. For those suffering a little, may they be free from suffering, be happy. For those with little happiness, may have plenty more happiness. And those with a lot of happiness already, may they be happier than ever before. When we have this wholesome intention, then we expand our mind that favor loving kindness, expand them far and wide toward the environment of the universe, covering big and small planets, tens of hundreds, thousand, 10,000, millions of stars and planets, and expand it continuously toward uncountable realms and universes. Loving kindness then shines bright to the center of the mind and people immeasurably, cleansing all the impurities, anger, annoyance. There are impurities, not cleanse them out completely. The good nature then will use this time to occupy in the mind of all the being. Each one have their own. Bring in the good energy to power and run the good nature, cleansing and purifying. Cleanse the elements to be pure, liberate from one dimension to another dimension continuously. Not only that, love and kindness also cleanse the environment, all the hill, the mountain, the river, the pond, the ocean, all vegetation, including all the building, furnitures, homes, to be clear, cooling, pure, bright, bright throughout every particle, making it so that loving kindness cleanse the environment so that humanity in all life to be able to live happily. So many great and wonderful things happening every time that we practice loving kindness. Any being who bring value and benefit to the world and universe. Those beings have the right to use the resources of the world and universe. And because these are common, universal treasures, anyone can use them. Bring our mind to a stop to a still in the center of the loving kindness that is still clear and bright throughout uncountable universes. The stream of good energy still flow in from the center of the brightness of the good energy continuously. Within we share this merit to be upon humanity in every being, including our ancestors, our relatives. May humanity have a part of this merit that we have diligently accumulate practice here, including our ancestors, father, mother, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, grandparents, and all the company people, great teachers and masters, our benefactors, our guardian, angels that look after care for us, our protector, any being who we trespass, our those who seek vengeance for us, may we forgive one another, and may they all receive this merit thoroughly. We then bring our mind to a stop to a still, the center of the flow of the good energy that's still flowing in from the center of the brightness of our mind continuously. Stop and still to the center of the, the stream of good energy, in the center of happiness, center of purity, center of brightness of the good energy. When then just submerge ourselves in the center of this sphere of the good energy that's flowing from the center of our mind, our body continuously. Then bring our mind to a stop to and still to the center of the triple gem, the center of the Buddha gem, center of the Dhamma gem, and the center of the Sangha gem, the center of great teachers and masters, center of the most refined Dhammaka body of Luang Pu. Stop and still in the center of the most refined Dhammaka body of Luang Po, and stop and bring our mind to a stop to a still in the most refined Dhammaka body of Kunya Ajahn. Our mind is the element of success. Whatever we intend the mind will make it a reality as intended. We have unnecessary for us to fuse and merge ourselves and with the triple gem and great teachers and masters to be one entity. Because they are uh, the thing that have utmost value and benefit to our life. Every millisecond, not second, every mini microsecond, they never stop in always look after, take care us. Uh, the good nature always better the three nature to come into our mind for us to be in wholesomeness, to bring in the good energy, to run a good system, to cleanse and purify the elements, cleanse out all the impurities, purify, liberate us continuously, bring connecting the stream of good energy, stream of merit, uh, pointly and guide us to be in the wholesomeness. Great teachers and masters, they cover, supervise our merit, our good energy every time. Every time they conduct wholesomeness, they supervise our practices all the time. Now, when we practice loving kindness, they also supervise, allow us to bring value and benefit to the world and universe, humanity, as much as possible. Therefore, their benefit to us are immeasurable. When we think of them, we will appear bright in their center. They will appear bright in our center, and we and them will appear bright in the center of Nibbana, the center of all the knowing, all the powerful one, immeasurable number of them. Not just 10, not just 100. Being in Nibbana are not tens, not hundred, not thousand, not millions, but uncountable infinities. So much so a lot that we are in the center of all the being in Nibbana. In the center of all the knowing one, all the powerful one, immeasurable, that look after, that take care, helping, helping us and all being. But the triple gem is are each of have each one have individual, each their own. But Nibbana, all the being inside Nibbana, they look after all being equally, solely. So uncountable universes and realms. While we are in the center of all the Buddhas in Nibbana, will take this time, this auspicious occasion to ask for their blessing, making a resolution to set a complete program, a good karmic reward. May our wholesome wishes to be in the center of our good energy, benefiting us from this moment onward until we reach utmost of Dhamma, for another path of our merit creation, life be a life that filled with knowledge, complete with purity and happiness, as well as success and fulfillment, all things that is wholesome and beautiful. May we ask for merit, virtue, radiant power, strength, or authority of all the Buddhas of Nibbana, as well as merit and virtues of หลวงปู่ หลวงพ่อ ครูบาอาจารย์ May all these merit and perfection all come together and combine with the merit and perfection that we have been legendly been accumulating ever since the very first lifetime, uncountable lifetime up until this very present moment. May all these merit and perfection all come together to bear fruit, have power, strength, or authority, compound and multiply immeasurably to purify our thoughts, speech, action, feeling, perception, mental formation, consciousness, fire, water, earth, wind, air, space, heart and soul, to be bright, shiny, clear, cooling, clean, and pure. May we all be free from all the misfortune, bad karma, bad energy, all the plant obstacle in our life may all be completely eradicated. All the greed, hatred, delusion, lust, unknown, wrong view, ego, craving, clinging, becoming, may all of them be completely eradicated. May we have the eyes of wisdom, able to attain and attain and be thorough in the Dhammapada knowledge, complete with threefold knowledge, eightfold knowledge, six special similar powers, eight liberation, 15 modes of conduct completely, entirely. And may we have good health, long life, longevity, every conduct, wholesomeness, merit, and perfection until the rest of our life, until we reach the destination. May we have unwavering motivation, never ending in commitment and perfection, head straight toward the path of enlightenment and utmost of Dhamma. No matter where we travel to, may we only have luck, met with only safety, with the loved ones of every humans and angels. May we have the eyes of wisdom, clear and bright, know thoroughly in the Dhamma of the Buddha, know thoroughly in the Dhammaka knowledge. No matter what business activities that we do, may all be prosperous, be successful, have great reward, great fruit beyond our hope, dream, imagination, have big wealth, immeasurable, undepleting, in time to conduct great acts of kindness and generosity. Once we have them, may we not be stingy, but bring all of them to conduct greater acts of generosity. At the maximum of our strength, on our time to withdraw from this world, may we be reborn in the fourth level of heaven in a special community in the Bodhisattva. Once our time to be reborn again, may we be reborn in a loving, the right view family, crystal family, Dhammaka family, an example family of the world, a loving, caring family, complete with utmost of physical treasure, utmost of material treasure, utmost of material treasure, utmost of wealth, happiness, ranking, title, prestigious recognition, Nibbana and Dhammaka knowledge. May we have holy, good energy, able to recollect our past life, the since we were born and born together with the inner Dhammaka that is clear, pure, bright, able to study the Dhammaka knowledge through the context with reality, with หลวงปู่หลวงพ่อคุณอาจารย์ from the ever since we're young until the rest of our life. May all the bad karma, bad energy that we have mistakenly conducted in the past, ever since the very first lifetime, immeasurably, may all this unwholesomeness, demerit never catch up to us, have no opportunity to bear any kind of fruit, be forever forgiven. May we no longer conduct unwholesomeness in our thoughts in action. All the good energy that we have diligently been accumulated here, may all of it come together to bear fruit sacredly with power, strength, authority, and miracle, and bear fruit continuously from this very moment onward until we reach utmost of Dhamma. May all the immeasurable, may all of our wholesome acts and resolution all come true, all be successful, and all bear fruit to all of us from this moment onward and every lifetime ahead until we reach utmost of Dhamma with immeasurable capabilities of all the Buddhas and of Nibbana. May all of our aspiration and resolution all come true. สาธุสัพเพพุทธาภลปตาปัจเจกานันเจยังพลังอรหันตานันจะเตเชนารักขังพันธามิสัพพโสสัพพพุทธานุภาเวนะสัพพธัมมานุภาเวนะสัพพสังฆานุภาเวนะสัทธาโสธีภวันตุเตสาธุ We slowly and gently open up our eyes. Is there anyone who want to share anything? Okay, if not, then thank you very much for coming, for joining. See you again tomorrow. Same time. Goodbye.